Okay, we're recording. What's going on, guys? You might remember receiving an email from me last week about the new generation of LinkedIn Recruiter coming out. So the purpose of this video is to give you a bit of a preview around what that experience looks like and go into a little bit more detail, and then I'll share some opinions about how you can take advantage of some of the new features that are coming. So the first thing you'll notice when you just go to the new Gen Recruiter screen is a lot of the elements are pretty much the same. All the projects on the upper rail are going to look pretty familiar. Your inbox and everything is still pretty much in place. Your news feed over here. The biggest difference you'll start to see is when you click into this new search bar. And if you haven't seen the video already, it's no problem. We'll just go over some of that here. So the biggest change is that they're looking to simplify the way that you do search. Your Boolean search strings that we've worked really hard to do will still work. But some of the simplification comes in that you can search by either the job title or the ideal candidate. So have a look at how that works. Let's say I'm looking for someone that's a sales manager. And LinkedIn will automatically suggest certain job titles based on what I start typing in. So we'll just go for sales manager titles here. And this will immediately start showing you a preview of how many people are going to be located that have that certain title. So let's go for China, for example. And it's kind of taking you through the process and it's just looking to automate a bit more so you don't need to rely on the Boolean if that's not your particular forte. And then in terms for trending skills, again, this is LinkedIn is recommending the things that are most popular. Let's go for something like B2B. And then we can search. So the search results here, you can see the differences a bit more. One of the things that you'll first notice is how to in-mail people and how to add people to projects, things of that nature. So that's just been hidden until you scroll over someone, and then you'll see these details pop up right here. If you're looking to group message or group add people to projects in bulk, that's easy. You'll just go over here to the upper right, select all of the people that appear on this page. And the buttons in terms of taking actions are pretty much the same. This is adding people to projects. This is sending messages. I assume this is sharing. Okay, asking for a review. Easy. So a lot of the elements are pretty much familiar. Your filters are still down here on the left-hand rail, so a lot of the changes are actually just user experience and not so much in terms of function. The real functional changes come up here onto these top 4 bars. And so these are actually the spotlights. And so this is an effort for LinkedIn to help you to find people that are a bit more familiar with your brand or with your business already. So in this case, when I do the search, my own recruiter seat thinks that I'm here at LinkedIn, which I am. And it says that there's 246 people out of the 9,700 results that actually have connections with someone that already works at LinkedIn. So the idea is if they're already connected to one of my colleagues, it might be easier to get their attention. And then we can see who the connections are by going here to the share connections. It doesn't seem to show up for everyone though, so I'm not really sure where they're going to iterate, who Anna Kedwin in this case is connected to, but that's kind of the idea, is they're connected to someone else that already is a colleague of mine. The next part is engaged with your talent brand. That's the next spotlight there. And so this is getting into how they're actually interacting with the business. So in this case, are they following your company? Are they visiting your company page or your careers page? Are they liking or commenting on some of the content that your business is sharing out? And so again, it's just making it easier to warm up people. So out of the 9,700, there are about 500 who's already taken some kind of action and gotten to know LinkedIn. So it should be a bit easier for me to get in touch with those people as a result. Past applicants in this case is not highlighted, but that would be another example of someone who should be familiar with the business. So those are the major changes there in terms of the search experience. We'll do one more example and then finish up with some opinions. So if I go back, reload a recruiter. Do a search. The next way that you can search that's much different is, and this is something you might be familiar with before, it's been known in the past as an X-ray search. So that's when you would go to someone's profile, and then LinkedIn would suggest candidates that were very similar to that person based on location, based on experience, based on skills. This just makes the process a bit more streamlined. So let's say I'm looking to clone someone that works here at LinkedIn. I'll go to Marco in this case, and I just hit go. And so rather than clicking through a whole bunch of screens or searching on this right-hand rail, as was the previous experience, LinkedIn will automatically find people that are similar to Marco. So Lori Ford in this case is a similar title, similar company obviously, and the spotlights are still the same. So aside from relying on the Boolean, you're instead just finding a bit more streamlined ways to find people, either through a guided experience where LinkedIn is helping you to put lists of people together, or where LinkedIn is actually helping you to clone different people. And the idea is just going to make it easier for you to find those people. Once you do find those people, then you're going to use the spotlights here to identify, out of these 665, there are quite a few who are already familiar with LinkedIn's business. And this probably isn't the best example for this, again, because I'm cloning someone that is already at LinkedIn. But in terms of my opinions for how this changes your own search experience, it seems to put a bit more emphasis on what your business is doing outside of your own recruiter setup. So obviously Recruiter is really useful for contacting people, finding people, save searches, and all this type of thing. But this looks like it's bringing Recruiter closer to how people are interacting with your brand. So all these spotlights here in terms of past applicants, that's just helping you to unify it with your job slots that you might have on LinkedIn. Or in terms of people that are connected to your company, that's putting an emphasis on how you're building out your network. And it's almost looking to bring people together throughout your whole business, because if someone's connected to someone else that works for you, then it'll be easier for you to identify them in your search. Then in terms of being engaged with your talent brand, that's something else altogether. That starts to touch into your social media strategy, into your follower strategy, into a content strategy. So in general, it seems like the new features on Recruiter are bringing you closer to something that would work a bit better with a marketing manager or your leadership or any kind of things you're doing to actually get people to know your brand on LinkedIn. And the more you're able to do that, not only does it have benefits for your business in general, but it's actually going to have more benefits for your business in terms of your own Recruiter usage. The people with the most followers, with the most interaction to their content in this case, are actually going to be the ones that will see the most benefits from the next generation of Recruiter. So hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll continue working with this new generation of recruiters so that all of us can get up to speed on it a bit faster. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me anytime, and feel free to use me as a resource for anything else. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you out there.